Hi, this is Akash Bethel for Bass City Beat, and I'm here at the Lorenzo Cultural Center for the grand opening of the new exhibit, Becoming Michigan.
The exhibit really started out as a commemoration of the War of 1812. We knew we wanted to do something to honor the 200th anniversary of that war. But we decided that maybe we needed to add a little something else to the content. So we thought about extending the time frame of this exhibit from the American Revolution, the end of the Revolution, through the birth of the state. And as it turns out, 2012 happens to be the 175th anniversary of the state of Michigan. So we really covered a lot of territory, no pun intended, by talking about the birth of the state. And that War of 1812 is right in the middle of all of it. So it's a really important event, and that's really what drove us to decide to really focus on this right now. We have some wonderful community partners. We borrow a lot of our exhibit artifacts from the Detroit Historical Museum downtown. We are wonderful, very, very lucky to have a collection of quilts from Michigan State back in that room there, which I hope you get to see. And then this particular exhibit, we have a wonderful collection from two private collectors here in Macomb County.
They come from all over, and I've been collecting for almost 45 years. And these things I just run into. I deal with other collectors and other people interested in history, and we trade between ourselves. And then I find them at flea markets, antique sales, and they just kind of come to me. A lot of times these things actually just show up, and it's one of those kind of funny things about collecting.
Explore the places, people, and events that were instrumental in the birthing of the only state in the nation comprised of two distinct peninsulas. Discover Michigan's early history, including the battle of control of the Great Lakes, the flourishing fur trade, and the dissension between Native Americans and early settlers.
We have an entire room dedicated to the War of 1812 and to the Michigan soldiers who fought in that war. We have them all recorded. I think people are going to spend a lot of time in that room looking for names of possible relatives that may have fought in the war. I think they're going to love to see this display that the theater folks built for us. That's the replica of a fur trading post. Either Detroit or Mackinac, wherever, probably looked very similar in either place.
Well, I hope they find, by looking at the displays throughout the whole area here, about the history of our state, the Great Lakes. The fur trade is which I'm very interested in, but it was something that was taking place from the early or latter part of the 17th century on up into the 20th century. And where we are right now, we were between Detroit, and Fort Mackinac, and early on it was the French. Then the English took over, and now the Americans have taken over. And that was the whole story of that.
I think they're going to walk away with a wow factor. I think they're going to think, my goodness, I didn't realize our history was so fascinating. The early part of our history was so fascinating. I think it gets buried and covered in dust in a book, and this has really brought it to life. History has come alive in this room, and I think that's what people are going to walk away with.
The exhibit runs now through May 5th. Doors are open Wednesday through Saturday, so come out and see Becoming Michigan, Revolution to Statehood. For Bass City Beat, I'm Akash Bethel.